Welcome to the 11th episode of the Fourth Inning Podcast, the podcast where four friends talk about their one love for sports. If you haven't checked our last episode, make sure to do so and hear us talk about some baseball, as well as talk and interview Florence Freedom player Marcel Ridge. Also, make sure to check out our social media accounts and give us a follow. You can find us on Twitter and Instagram at Fourth Inning Pod. I'm now going to give the floor to Matt, as he's going to give you guys a breakdown of some of the top performances in baseball from the past week.
Thanks, Josh. I'm just going to hop right into it with some underperforming teams. We're going to start with the Los Angeles Angels. Their record is 9-20, which I believe is the second worst in baseball. They have a really tough division, and their offense just isn't producing.
Yeah, I definitely thought they were going to be a little bit better coming into this year. They signed Anthony Rendon, and they got Ohtani back, and I
really thought they were actually going to be contender for a playoff spot in that division.
I thought they were too, but they got some work to do. Another team that has some work to do is the Philadelphia Phillies. They are 10-14 in last place in the NL East.
Ooh.
And their pitching and especially bullpen is struggling right now.
It's another team that I thought was going to surprise people and maybe make a run at the playoffs, and just, as you said, underperforming.
Yeah.
They have a lot of studs on that team too.
They do. JT Realmuto.
Yeah, best catcher
Bryce
in baseball.
Harper, Reese Hoskins.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of good players.
Not performing right now. We're going to move on to some teams that are performing. We're going to start with the San Francisco Giants. They are 14-16. Everyone thought that the Giants were going to be bad this year, but their swinging hot bats and some decent pitching has carried them to a few wins and good enough to get them to 2 games under 500.
Yeah, Yastrzemski's really been swinging a hot bat, and he's been great defensively. He's probably the MVP so far this season, and they're on the doorstep of 500, so it'd be really interesting to see what they do in that loaded NL West.
Yeah, there's really no reason why that team should be any better. They all stepped up, and there's a lot of people you may have never heard of that are stepping up, like Solano and Duggar and players like that.
Yep.
Yeah, the next team, I wouldn't say they're overperforming, but they're finally performing. I have the Cleveland Indians, who are 17-13. Their bats are finally warming up, and the record really shows.
Yeah, obviously they had the Clevenger and Plesac incident, but even without them, they're still swinging hot bats, and their rotation's doing just fine. And obviously Bieber's dominating, as always.
Second place in the AL Central, right?
That's right. Right behind the Twins.
Mm-hmm. Now we're going to move on to the Player of the Week. This may be a bit obvious, but it's Fernando Tatis Jr. He had a real breakout week, and this week has really turned Tatis into a real MVP candidate.
Yeah, he's really stepping up. He started the season hot, and he's just getting hotter, and he's shown why he should be the future of the league.
Yeah, he's definitely the future of the league, and he's up there for the face of baseball right now.
Moving on to Pitcher of the Week now, we have Trevor Bauer. He's 3-0 with a .68 ERA, which the ERA is the best in baseball. And right now, he's unmatched and almost unhittable. I know he hasn't gotten as many starts as most other pitchers have, but he's still breaking out this year. Yeah,
I don't know if you guys were watching the game, but the one hit he allowed in his start against the Royals was a great curveball. It was low and outside. He just poked it for a base hit. So he threw a one-hitter shutout. So doesn't get much better than that for Bauer.
I can't undermine the fact that Shane Bieber is still having a great year, isn't he? 5-0.
Correct.
5-0.
Yep.
5-0, boy.
5-0 through 6 starts.
The Cy Young races in both leagues are going to be really good. I'm going to move on now to Team of the Week. This is also pretty obvious. It's the Los Angeles Dodgers. They are 22-8 on the year. In the past 10 games, they are 9-1. They have the best record in baseball, and they are turning into National League frontrunners.
Yeah, it's pretty obvious why this team's performing well. But Mookie Betts, was a great pickup, and he's back to his MVP days and his performance, and it's good to see them having another great year.
They had
go ahead.
What was it? 8 home runs the other day? I don't know. Could be too much, but it was a lot.
8 is a lot of home runs in one game, but I just know that Corey Seager coming back from injury, he's been really well. I wouldn't say the finishing piece of that lineup, but without them, they just weren't the same. He's been on fire. Mookie Betts is on fire. Bellinger's finally getting back to what he was. Justin Turner's on fire. That's a loaded lineup with loading pitching staff, so they're going to be fun to watch.
The Dodgers are finally turning into the team that we all thought they would be this year. And that'll wrap it up for this week in baseball. Now I'll pass it on to Tristan for Let's Rank It.
Thank you, Matt. Welcome to Let's Rank It, and today we'll be discussing the top 5 MLB teams from the past decade. start. Number 5, the 2019 Washington Nationals.
Jeez.
It's a bit of
I
a
don't-
Hot take.
That's
It
a bit
is
of
a
a
hot
hot take.
Yeah.
They were
Not
well,
the
they
best.
were
Not
the best regular season team.
They got hot at the right time. That's all that mattered. My number 5 team is the 2017 LA Dodgers. They would have won the World Series if the Astros didn't hit 273 with an on-base percentage of 343 at home in that series. They had 104 wins in the regular season, and not to mention they had Kershaw on the mound every 4th day in that postseason. That's just an absolutely loaded team, and they were just good. That's why I have them at 5.
I also have the 2017 Los Angeles Dodgers. They were really good. I thought they were going to win the World Series, but now, in light of the Astros cheating scandal, I think that the Dodgers deserve this spot a little more than the Astros did.
Number 5, I'm also going to have the 2017 LA Dodgers. I mean, that team was just dominant. And as they said, they would have won that World Series if not for the Astros.
Number 4, I'm going to go with the 2012 Giants.
Ooh.
They barely made it to the World Series, but when they did make it, they swept the Tigers.
They barely made it out of the division series, didn't they?
Yeah.
They were backs against the wall, I believe.
They were.
Mad Bum becomes pitching. Jesus.
Yeah.
Hey, he looks like him.
Yes.
He does.
At number 4, I also have, as I said earlier, the 2012 Giants. Once they got to they struggled to get to the postseason, but once they got there, they were you just couldn't stop them. Sergio Romo at the bullpen was unhittable. That was I wouldn't say a loaded team, but they were a hot team at the right time. That's why I'm at 4.
Number 4. Sorry.
2013 at 4.
No,
You got too excited.
I got too excited.
He's
Number
excited
4.
about this team.
Number 4. I got the 2013 Boston Red Sox. How many wins did they have in the regular season? I forget.
2013, I couldn't tell you.
A lot.
I
There's a lot.
remember that they were dominant and they felt like one of those teams in the playoffs where they just felt like they were going to win the World Series, and that I never really felt like it was that team had a doubt about winning the World Series. That's why I got them
The
at
only
number
time
4.
their backs against the wall was against the Tigers in the championship series, but that turned around quickly.
Oh,
after
yeah.
With a big Pappy grand slam.
That's right. It turned around real quick after that.
All right, number 4, Matt, I'm going to have to agree with you. I have the 2013 Boston Red Sox. A lot of great players in their prime at the time, and they played like the team they should have played like, I guess. That didn't make sense.
Yeah, you could say that.
But, a lot of great players and just a great run.
My number 3 is the 2013 Red Sox. Like Blake said, they had many great players in their prime, and of course they had the clutch Big Papi.
At number 3, I have the 2016 Chicago Cubs. They had a 100-win regular season, and they capped off the World Series with a Game 7 win against the Indians, an extra inning stiller. That was just an exciting team to watch. Obviously, with the what's that streak called? They didn't win
A drought?
the Bartman drought, whatever.
Whatever.
The goat curse.
The curse.
Something.
I don't
was a
know.
It was
The
a
curse. Yeah, whatever. The curse of Bartman, Steve Bartman, whatever his name was. It was just, I guess, exciting to watch them after that.
Number 3, I have the 2015 Kansas City Royals. There's a lot of debate on this one, but the Royals, they had a dominant regular season. They kind of blew through the Blue Jays and the Mets in the championship series and the World Series. Another one of those teams, without a doubt, was the best team in the playoffs. So that's why I have it at number 3.
And number 3, I have the 2017 Houston Astros, who beat out my number 5 Los Angeles Dodgers that year. And even though they had the cheating scandal, they had a loaded lineup.
Yeah.
And, they were great. So, I don't know what else to say.
My number 2 is the 2016 Cubs. It takes a very special team to beat that curse or drought they had.
My number 2 is the 2013 Boston Red Sox. They had the best record in all of baseball through the regular season, and they only lost 5 games in the postseason. And they ended up beating the Red Hot Cardinals in 5 in the World Series. That's why I have them so high on this list.
Number 2, I have the 2016 Chicago Cubs. Another one of those teams where it just felt like since the start of the playoff happened that it was just meant for them to win the World Series.
Was that Brian's rookie year?
I'm not sure.
He was definitely
No,
maybe
don't think
second
so.
year. Maybe
it
second
may have
year.
been his second year. The Cubs were looking really good in the playoffs, obviously, because they won the World Series.
Yeah.
I
They
sure hope
didn't.
so.
The record wasn't that good because they were playing some really solid teams, but they pulled it out. And once, as Tristan said, it really takes a special team to break that curse.
Once again, Matt, I'm going to agree with you. I have the 2016 Chicago Cubs here. Longest drought for a World Series win in history. It's because it's like, it's gonna be for a long time too.
That's how stats work.
It's gonna be for a long time too, and I mean it was just a perfect finish to break that record with the Game 7 extra inning win, and it was just quite the moment. And I think you got to give it to them because they broke that 116 year. I think it was.
108.
108. Is it 108?
108.
Okay, 108. Yeah. So.
My number one is going to be the 2018 Boston Red Sox. They had over 100 wins, and they were the first team to clinch a spot in the playoffs.
Yeah, I won. I also excuse you.
My apologies.
I had a water bottle incident over there. My number
a little
one.
thirsty.
Yeah, a little thirsty. At number one, I also have the 2018 Boston Red Sox, 108 win regular season, and they ended up finishing the year with 119 wins because they won the World Series, of course. They beat the Yankees, Astros, and Dodgers en route to a championship. Probably the hardest way to do it. They did it the right way. And probably had one of the best lineups in Red Sox history, mixed with the top 5 rotation in baseball. So it was just a perfect formula for success in that 2018 magical season.
They blew past the Yankees, didn't they?
They did. It was I think it was 4 games, yeah.
Number
It's a
one,
sweep.
I also...
No. It was the division series, whatever. So it was best out of 5.
Oh.
Number one, I also have the 2018 Boston Red Sox. I think they were the best team in baseball from opening day to the last day of the season, and it really showed. They dominated the league that year.
Yep.
I'm gonna agree with everybody else. I'm gonna say the 2018 Boston Red Sox. That almost 120 game, 121 regular season, and they won 11-3 in the postseason, which is pretty ridiculous. To only lose 3 games throughout the entire playoffs, and they were just great team, and they walked away with the World Series championship.
That's right.
I don't know if it's a championship.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, it seems a little weird to say that. I don't know why.
All right.
But,
well,
yeah.
that wraps up Let's Rank It. And after the break, Blake will take it away with facts or fiction.
All right, welcome back to the Fourth Inning Podcast. I'm going to take over with fact or fiction. We've done this once before, but let me explain what it is again. Basically, I'm going to give a statement, and you're going to say whether it's fact or fiction, whether you agree or disagree. And today we're going to do MLB. So we're going to start it off with a hot topic right now with Fernando Tatis Jr. was in the wrong when swinging at the 3-0 pitch up 7 runs.
That is absolutely fiction.
I agree with you.
I've
100%.
never heard of an unwritten rule that you can't swing at a 3-0 pitch. I just think that's being a good hitter.
Yeah,
And I think most coaches now, even in our summer ball, they give us the green light when it's 3-0. I usually don't swing at a 3-0 pitch, but that's just
I think
because
it's
I'm trying to draw a
preference.
walk. But
I think teams should just play the game like it. I think teams should just play every inning the same way.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan of all of unwritten rules. I guess you could say, especially that 3-0 one. I think that's just ridiculous. Let the kids swing.
Yeah,
what was
same-
it? The year before, the Padres blew like a 10-run lead.
Yeah,
in a
7
game.
runs. 7 runs these days isn't exactly
It's not
a
enough.
guaranteed win.
Yeah.
Especially with the way guys are swinging the bat right now.
Yeah.
There's so many sluggers in today's game.
All right, let's move on. The next one is the Dodgers are the team to beat.
This is facts.
Facts.
For sure, they're the team to beat in baseball. I think I kind of explained this on my This Week in Baseball, but they are 22-8 with the best record in baseball, and they're just kind of breezing through some of the harder teams in baseball right now.
All the pieces are coming together.
They are, like a puzzle.
Yeah. All right, the Rays will stay in first place in the AL East.
Fiction, 100% fiction. I think.
Ooh.
I think the Yankees the Yankees have like 6 All-Stars on the IL right now. Once those guys get back, I think they'll definitely take that first place
Yeah, they're
spot.
gonna
And
catch
right,
'em.
it's tied. It's like 1 game difference right now. It's not like they're up by like 5 games. It's really close. And when the Yankees get those guys back, they'll be good.
I have to agree with you there, Josh. I don't think the viewers heard my opinion, so there you go.
The Athletics will stay red hot.
Yeah.
Facts. They have the pitching staff and they have the lineup for it. I think they will.
I
They're a
say
good team.
this is facts as well. I think I don't know necessarily if they'll stay as hot as they are, but they'll for sure stay in first place.
Yeah, they'll stay
There's
somewhat
not
hot.
really a team I don't think that can catch up with them in the AL West.
All right, moving on. The NL Central is the worst division in baseball right now.
I'm gonna go fact here.
Yeah.
I just think from second place to fifth place is just not good. There's good talent, I guess you could say, but those
Yeah.
teams are just not good.
I'm also going to have to go facts. The NL East is a very close second, but the NL Central right now is worse. They have better potential to be a better division, but they're really just stinking it up right now.
Yeah, especially with
Oh,
that,
they
that
always
pitiful
stink it up
Pirates
most of the
team.
time.
Yeah, that
Seven
Pirates team is not
wins.
good.
Yeah, that's terrible. All right, we're going to finish it up here. Trevor Bauer is the best pitcher in the league at the moment.
At the moment,
This is factual.
I'm gonna go factual.
Facts, yeah.
But I think Bieber is a better pitcher overall. But I think at this moment right now, when we're recording, I think Trevor Bauer is a better pitcher. Is the
Well,
best pitcher in the league right
We're
now.
recording Thursday morning, this morning.
Doesn't matter. Still
Yes.
the best at this
Yes.
moment.
Yeah.
All
Yes.
right, well,
We're putting it out there.
He's got to make
these
sure
are
the
these are
viewers know,
pre-recorded.
or the listeners,
Yes,
not the
okay.
viewers.
all right, well, now I'm going to pass it on to Josh with over-under.
Yeah, so over under, I'm basically going to give you guys a statement. And you're going to say whether it's going to be over under, basically, so I could give out a batting average over that, under that, home run, all that. All right. Yeah, you get it.
You get it?
So,
Yes.
yeah, today we're going to do Major League Baseball, as I said. The first one, Charlie Blackmon ends the year with a batting average of 380. He's currently at 405 at 30 games.
I'm going to go under here because that's just hitting 380, whether it's a 60-game season or not, is pretty absurd, especially when he's at 4 or 5 right now. He's got to either get hot or stay consistent enough to hold that batting average to get over 380.
I'm going to go under here. I think he'll hit around 370. You can't take away that he's one of the best players in baseball right now, but I don't think he can keep up a 380 batting average the entire season.
No, I think he's going to hit, by the end of the season, hit around 350, 360-ish.
By the end of the year, Trevor Bauer has an ERA of 1.25.
Oof.
He's currently at .68 through 4 starts. Sorry.
I think I'm going to have to go over here. He's only gone through 4 starts, and I don't think he's pitched against the greatest teams. I think he's still going to be one of the better pitchers in baseball by the time the season's over, but a 1.25 ERA is going to be almost unbeatable or unmatchable.
Yeah, I just don't think he's going to be able to stay that hot for the entire season and keep a 1.25 ERA. I mean, the last time somebody's done that is probably like Jack Flaherty in the second half of the season last year when he had...
But if you think about it, this whole season's basically a second half.
Yeah, that's what I'm
True.
saying. I just don't think he's going to get that hot. I think he's hot right
Yeah,
now,
I
and
know what you're saying.
I think I just
He
don't,
won't
I
stay
think, I
consistent.
think he will have a incredibly good ERA, but
Yeah.
I don't think 1.25.
Alrighty, moving on to the... actually, I guess you could say another great pitcher in baseball. Shane Bieber ends the year with 9 wins. He's currently 5-0 through 6 starts.
Oof. Shane Bieber's a great pitcher, and I think he's running away with the Cy Young in the American League. But I'm going to go under. I don't know how reliable the Indians' offense is. And if they don't produce and Shane Bieber gives up like 1 run, 2 runs in a game, which is somewhat rare for him, I don't think he can get the 9 wins.
I think it's hard to decide that he's going to get over 9 wins when it's such a small sample size of how many starts he's going to get this season. For him to get 9 wins, he'd only have to not win 3 or 4 games, which, he has to rely on his offense and his bullpen to secure those wins, and I just don't think there's any way he can get 9.
I think he's only going to get, I hate to say it, but 6 or 7 wins.
Only 1 or 2 more.
Jeez.
Yeah. I feel like he's going to have a rough. He's going to start going downhill soon.
Is there like a reason for that? Just cause.
Just guys.
Just
I
cause.
just think he will.
He's going to get hurt. He's going to get
Shane
hurt.
Bieber- Shane Bieber's gonna fall off. Alrighty, moving
Bold
on.
prediction.
Moving on to a team prediction here. The Padres get 35 wins. They're
Oof.
currently 18-12 halfway through the year, through 30 games, of course.
I'm gonna go under here. I believe the Padres have won 6 or 7 games in a row, and obviously the record's looking a lot better because of it. And I don't think they can keep that up for the rest of the year. I think they'll still be a top 3 or 2 team in that division, but I don't think 35 wins is possible.
I'm actually going to go over here.
I like
think
that.
they're on pace to get over that right now, and I just think they're going to continue to get better as they have this season. And Fernando Tatis is just going to keep up with his domination.
Yeah, keep dominating.
And I mean, Manny Machado's playing good baseball, and
Eric Hosmer's
They'll
playing
get-
good.
they'll
Will
get-
Myers
yeah.
just came out of
Almost
nowhere.
that whole
they'll get
Most of
Kirby
that team
Yates
is
back off
playing.
the IL eventually, and I think that team is
and
only looking
you-
good for the future.
Even their starting pitching staff's good. It's like, I mean, I guess you could say there's holes
Dinelson
in the
LeMay
team.
coming out of nowhere, having a great year.
Exactly. I mean, I guess you could say there's holes on this team, but there's definitely
There's
not a
not
lot.
many.
Most-
There's not many.
Mostly everyone on that team is hot. That's why I'm going to go over here.
And finally, last one here. It's a bit bold, so I could understand an under here. But Nelson Cruz ends the year with 22 home runs. He's currently at 10 through 30 games.
I have to go under here. I mean, I think he had a crazy first half. He was hitting home runs seemed like every other day, and he's only at 10 halfway through the season. I don't think he's going to have an even better second half and be able to hit 12 or more home runs in the second half, and I just don't see it happening.
I'm also going to go under here. I mean, he's been swinging a real hot bat the first half of the season, and I just don't think he can keep that pace up. Even though he's not even on pace to hit the 22, I don't think he can keep up what he's doing right now.
No, I don't think he will either. And he's got to go downhill at not downhill, but not hit as many home runs at
He's
some
going to
point.
plateau.
Yeah.
That's a good word.
That's fair enough.
Good.
Yeah, plateau.
Good wording, Josh.
I appreciate
Thank you.
that
Thank you.
vocabulary. Josh.
Yeah, plateau. That's
Yeah,
a good
I like
one.
it.
That's a land form, isn't it?
That
It
is.
is.
Surrounded by water.
It's
Surrounded by water.
it's a word that's used in that situation because it means like flatten out.
Yeah.
It's like up and then it's
Yes.
He's gonna
See,
flat-
see,
he's
look
gonna
at
flat-
Matt's
flatten
getting
out.
4% better right there. You'll have to see things like
that's
that.
Matt's 4% better.
I've
That was
gotten-
about 2% of the day.
That's good.
You'll love to see that. Alrighty, that wraps up over under. After the break, we got On This Day in Sports, and of course, everyone's favorite, Douglas's Hot Take. Alrighty, welcome back to the Fourth Inning Podcast. And before I hand the floor to Matt for his hot take, on this day in sports, August 27th, 2017, world champion boxer Floyd Mayweather defeats MMA fighter Conor McGregor in his debut match in the 10th round to bring his record to an undefeated 50-0.
Wow. I think did you watch that one live?
I did not.
I
You
did.
didn't?
I wanted
I
to.
watched it live.
I was
Live.
honestly rooting for McGregor.
I was not.
So was I.
because
I wanted to see
cocky
him do
and
something.
Tried
Yeah,
I
to
like that though.
Oh,
stepped out
yes,
of
he
his comfort
is.
zone
I like that.
in a way that he knew.
He went 10 rounds. That's impressive.
Yeah.
Did you watch? Did you know what happened in the first
Yeah.
couple rounds?
He still went 10
Floyd
rounds
Mayweather
against.
didn't throw maybe 10 punches.
It doesn't
in the first,
matter. He
six
went
rounds.
10
He went 10
rounds
rounds.
against one of the greatest boxers of all time.
Yeah.
Okay, well, you're not gonna lose in a boxing match if the
Oh my
boxer
gosh.
doesn't throw
Oh, here we
punches at
go.
you.
Is this the hot take? Is the hot
All
take
right,
Floyd
we'll
Mayweather?
move on. There's a
Maybe.
little too much arguing here.
Alrighty.
So, welcome to Douglas's Hot Takes. As usual, I will deliver an unpopular sports opinion, and we shall discuss it. This week's hot take is that the Chicago White Sox will win the American League Central Division.
I'm agreeing with you here, Matt.
Thank you,
We're on the
Tristan.
same side again.
I'm not.
Yeah, neither am I, Blake.
Couldn't imagine if
Yeah,
it was
thank
like
you, Josh.
3-on-1 one day, just like everyone coming at me.
Oh, I wonder.
No, that would be
I
crazy.
wonder what that's like.
That would be crazy.
I wonder what that's like. I've never
It's almost like
experienced
that's
that before.
happened before.
Yeah.
Almost. Almost.
So Matt, why do you think that the White Sox will just magically win this division?
Well, I don't think
Thanks
they'll
for
need. I don't
asking,
think. Thanks for asking. I don't think they'll need help from Tinkerbell for this one. I think they have some
talk
solid
about that.
reasons to be considered a competitor in the American League Central. First, I'm gonna start with their strength.
Oh, you.
Oh, were you
oh,
talking?
Sorry.
Was I talking?
I think it's time.
You think
I
it's
think
that
it's
time?
time for the joke of the week.
Oh,
we
man.
don't make the rules here.
We
It's
don't
that
make the-
time. It's
All
that
right.
The
time.
bell just
So-
rings on its own.
It's time for the joke of the week. You guys know the drill. What's a runner's favorite subject in school?
What?
Geography. Geography.
I like that one.
That's not bad.
Like, what do you rate
Better
that
than
one?
last
I
week.
like
I'm gonna
that
give
one.
that a 6-2.
I like that one a lot. To be
6-2.
honest with you.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it a 6-2.
Tr-
Wasn't bad.
Tristan, what do you think?
5-8.
Oh,
So we're at 12
5-8.
so far.
I'll play one.
Josh?
you know, I really like that one, Matt. I'm gonna go 7.1.
I
Ooh.
appreciate that.
Nice.
That
So
was good.
We're gonna get a 19.1 out of 30 on
That's
that one.
good.
that's better than last
We
week.
gotta
That's
keep
a lot
it
better.
over. We
Keep
gotta
it up,
keep it
Matt.
over 15 out of 30. If it's over 15 out of 30, then
That's a win.
I consider it a good day. So back to the hot take.
Ah,
I will.
boo.
I know it was fun while it lasted. I'm gonna start with the White Sox with their strength of schedule. They have the fourth easiest schedule in baseball. Sorry, I'm kind of.
Egypt.
I'm sorry, Blake.
Jeez, Blake.
Blake,
I'm
come on.
sorry.
Not my
Are
partner.
you Jari?
Okay. Let's get back to it now.
I think they have some promising prospects and some quality veterans to cap up a very good lineup. They have some great starting pitching, which also has some promising youth and some veterans. And yeah,
I mean, if you want to talk about schedule, every team in their division basically has the same exact schedule. They basically just don't have to play themselves. That's why they have an easier schedule. So the Twins will have an easier schedule than that because they don't play themselves. Wait,
let me look up the strength of schedule actually.
Yeah, go ahead and do that.
You
Cause
probably should've
No,
done that
I'm
first.
just curious.
This is,
Yeah.
Because didn't you just say they
Welcome
were...
to another
they
episode
play
of Matthew
the
being
exact same
unprepared.
teams.
Well, no, I am prepared. I just want to reassure and make sure my information
the White
is
Sox do play
correct.
Pittsburgh,
Yes,
the
Minnesota
Reds,
does have the 29th
Cubs.
easiest schedule.
Who? The Twins?
The Twins, yeah. And so that's
Still 19 and 10 through 30.
That's two ahead of the White Sox.
Well, there you
so
go.
Still
I'll
better.
give that to them.
Still better.
Yeah, there you go.
They have a harder
That
schedule and
would-
they're still winning more games.
What?
They have a harder schedule and they're still winning more games than the White Sox.
No, they have an easier
Easier
schedule.
Oh, do they?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
well,
Because they don't
then
play themselves.
Yeah.
That does
basically
make
why.
sense
Yeah.
because the Twins are the best team in the division.
I've
As
been.
we'll get to.
I looked at the.
Not to mention that the Indians are ahead of them too. So the White Sox are currently in third.
Yeah, I did put the Indians as my overperformer or finally performing team. I don't know if their offense can keep up the pace that they're doing.
I think they can because their offense is loaded.
Is it loaded?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they were the
Ramirez-
worst offense in baseball like the first month and a half.
Yeah,
Yeah,
starting
that
off
was
because
first
they
month,
started off
yeah.
slow. They still have Francisco Lindor and
Jose Ramirez.
Jose Ramirez and
Carlos Santana.
yeah.
Who's the left fielder?
What?
Who's their big left fielder? Couldn't tell you.
Oh, Franmil Reyes.
Yeah, Franmil Reyes.
Yeah, he got hot.
And they have Tescar Hernandez, their leadoff hitter. So there you go. That's 5 guys for you, Matt.
And some guys,
How many
since we're gonna name some names,
Yes.
I'll start and I'll get mine out of the way.
Yeah, I'll go next
start-
if you don't mind.
Thank you. All right.
I'll go now,
No.
actually. Jorge Polanco, Eddie Rosario, Nelson Cruz, Max Kepler, Marlon Gonzalez, Miguel Sano, and Byron Buxton, and Mitch Garver, all ahead of them. So they're in first right now. I don't see them slowing down anytime soon.
Nelson Cruz, I believe.
Nelson Cruz is hitting 333.
He is,
He's hitting
yes. He has the
323.
highest.
Oh, sorry, 343, yes.
343. That is
With 10 home runs.
Tim Anderson. I will move on to my players now.
Yeah, there you go.
That's his argument.
Tim
Tim
Anderson.
Anderson.
Tim Anderson versus Nelson Cruz. Who's
It's just a one-on-one fight. No,
I think
I'll
Nelson Cruz
show.
would win. He's-
I'll show my stats now. Tim Anderson's hitting 350 with
Good for
6
him.
home runs. A good combination of power and average.
he's
Eloy Jimenez, I
Never mind.
believe, is a bit of a youth. He's hitting 298, not the best batting average, but with nine home runs, he's really showing off his flexing his muscles a bit this year. And some quality veterans, James McCann, who's hitting 340 this year.
How many at bats does he have?
Huh?
How many at bats does he have? He's benched behind Grandal.
Is he?
Yeah.
I didn't look up Grandal stats.
Yeah, McCann has 47 at-bats.
47 at bats. It's not like my 3 for 8 guy last.
It's still not a lot.
That's a bench player.
That's
a bench
about
player.
20 games.
Speaking of non-bench players, Jose Abreu, he's hitting
He's hot.
322
He's good.
with 11 home runs.
He's hot.
He is hot. I don't know if I see him slowing down anytime soon. I will move on to some pitching stats now. I think maybe the White Sox have one of the more promising starting pitching in the American League Central. They have Dylan Cease.
Who?
What?
Who was that?
Dylan, I think it's Cease.
Caesar?
I
don't
I
know.
don't even know how to say his name. I've never heard of him. Apparently, none of you have either because you don't know how to say his name.
Well, he's putting up good stats. Yeah, I think he's putting up good stats. His ERA isn't looking too hot, 3.6,
That's
but
not very good.
he's put up about 4 or 5 wins this season.
That's because of the offense.
Maybe, yeah, he actually he's 4-2.
4-2.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's
so
not.
it's-
That's not great. It's
Well,
okay.
it's not bad.
It's not awful.
And
It's
then
not like
there's some
Shane Bieber.
Lucas Giolito, whose ERA isn't looking very good. He's a promising pitcher. He has a lot
He
of
had his one half season.
he has a lot of upside, and I see that continuing. And Dallas Keuchel also, who was a
Isn't he
former
He
What?
was.
He was.
Okay, is he back?
he's a former Cy Young winner who can
Who
really
hasn't
teach some.
played a full season in about 4 years.
who can really teach the young players how to pitch.
Matt, is this
with a
more about
2.65 ERA.
is this more about the Twins slowing down, or is it more about the White Sox getting
This
hot?
is more about the White Sox.
I think it's a little bit of both.
How are they going to get any hotter?
How is
Please,
it a
please
little bit
explain.
of both,
Tristan, please explain. I'd love to hear this.
Tristan's turn.
Tristan's
Yeah.
turn. Clap it up for
We should have this.
Tristan. Clap it up for Tristan.
We should have this
Thank
every
you,
week
thank
in the
you.
hot takes. Tristan's turn.
The White Sox are only 2 games back from the Twins.
Yes, they are.
The Twins are gonna plateau here
Twins are gonna get hurt.
They're gonna plateau.
The whole team's
They're
getting
gonna-
hurt.
They're gonna mountain.
Let's not have a ripped off vocabulary here.
Yeah,
As Josh already used that
Oh,
word.
sorry.
So what's
That word's out of the bank.
They're
It's
going.
already been used.
So
They're
go
gonna
ahead, go ahead,
flatline.
go
They're
ahead,
gonna.
go ahead,
The Twins are
continue.
gonna flatline here soon.
Nice.
Well, not soon, but soon. Yeah, sure.
Well, they got
Well,
30
it's kind of pretty
I mean,
soon.
they got 30 games left. so-
Yeah, I know. I just realized that, so I said soon again.
Yeah.
The White Sox, they're gonna have to get hot here soon.
I mean,
I
They
keep
They've
using
gone hot. They're
soon.
7-3
Soon,
last
soon,
10 games.
soon.
well, actually, the Twins are 7-3 in the last 10, and so are the Indians. Those
Yeah.
teams ahead of them.
All 3 teams are 7-3 in the last.
So, but why? So the Indians, who you admitted have like gotten hot recently,
They're
And they
just
found their
they're
offense.
just, yeah, they're just gone all the time.
so are they just going to go back down?
They're
to
gonna
what they were at
flatline.
the beginning of the year.
Yeah, they are.
Why?
They are
They're
going to
getting
go
hurt.
back.
Why? There's a
Because their
reason they
offense-
started. There's a reason they started slow. Is
Their
because
offense is
because
inconsistent.
they were off for 3 months and they had to have
Everyone
this-
was off for 3 months.
But I mean, the Indians. Well, never mind.
No, let's hear it.
No.
Oh, okay.
No. I was gonna say they play the Brewers, but I'm like the Brewers aren't doing so hot.
The
this
Brewers
season.
are awful.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the Brewers are not very
I
good at baseball.
see. Yeah, they.
They got
are.
the Cardinals. Eh.
No, I see the.
Well, every team from the AL Central
I
plays.
see the Twins as a bit of a
What?
bit getting carried by Nelson Cruz,
What?
Max
Well, that's-
Kepler.
why-
that is just
loaded.
not true
We're
at all.
loaded.
That's
Byron
not
Buxton's
true
hitting
at all.
221. Max Kepler's
He's like
hitting
their
He's a
9
Billy
hitter.
Hamilton character.
He's literally their
he
9
gets on
hitter.
base and he steals bases.
Miguel Sano hits 241.
Oh, okay, that's excellent.
For a-
Jorge Polanco, 284. Nelson Cruz, 343. It's just
Max Kepler.
Luis
what's
Arias,
he doing?
275. Jeez.
I see it as a bit of a 3-headed
Josh
horse.
Donaldson's
other
on
than-
out at third base. I mean, how is that team going to slow down?
How are they going to slow down? Well, Josh Donaldson's hitting 182 this year.
Okay, he's
I
still
don't think-
former
I don't
MVP if you want to talk about that.
Okay, and you just
You
completely
said, you said former
completely
Cy Young about
you
the
completely
Giants.
Well,
Really
he's
discredited
actually
my
also
former
hurt. He only has 22 at bats this year. So.
that would also affect it.
It would.
I really don't see the Twins lineup as consistently deep. I see they have 4.
They have the same lineup they had last year, pretty much, and they were one of the best teams in baseball last year.
What? They
They
were.
Yes,
were.
it's
They
true.
were. They won the division, and they were
And they
had
hit a
one
lot-
of the best
they hit
records.
a lot of home
They hit
runs.
the most home runs in MLB history.
Oh, wait a second. I'm looking at the pitching now.
He's looking at the pitching
Homer
guys.
Bailey plays on the Twins.
I doubt he's in the starting rotation.
Cool.
That's the
He's
guy
in
that's
it.
gonna
Good
bring him
for him.
down.
He's in the starting rotation. Oh
No,
boy.
he's not.
Oh boy, they're 19 and
no,
10.
I hope
so
he's not,
I'm
no.
sure he's a huge problem over there, isn't he?
That's the guy that's gonna
I mean,
make
they
him
have-
get cold.
Homer Bailey. He's gone crazy. I'm just kidding. He hasn't. He's awful.
I mean, he's 1-0, undefeated season.
He's undefeated. he should go out and retire. I don't believe the Twins have many bullpen pitchers.
Oh my
I believe
gosh.
I mean,
no
does he-
Taylor
does
Rogers.
anyone in the AL Central have
Okay,
a
they're-
good,
they're-
solid bullpen though?
I'm not sure.
So no.
Whose side is Tristan on here?
Royals have a good bullpen.
I'm just helping. I'm helping me and Matt's side
No.
because he's just saying
I mean, they have Tyler Clipper out of the bullpen. Tyler Duffy out of the bullpen.
they got the Tylers.
They must like Tyler's, apparently. And Taylor's. Taylor Rogers.
Sergio Romo is also in the bullpen. He is decent.
So you're just like helping out our case here.
No,
man.
I'm just.
And you're naming good guys in the Twins. And I mean, yeah, it's cool. They're 19 and 10.
I don't know about this. Sergio Romo though.
Yeah,
What about him?
Yeah.
What about him?
Yeah.
Oh,
I don't
boy,
think.
what
I
are
don't
you
think.
doing?
I don't think.
Is
he's
it
having
time to
one.
wrap it up, Matt?
No,
Okay.
my phone's.
Let's hear.
I want another joke.
I'd love to hear a point out of
Give me
you.
another joke.
My
What's your
information-
valid point here?
I want to hear another joke.
I wish they had bullpens. They just have pitchers here.
Darn.
It is.
Okay, you got a point here for us to
Yeah,
argue against?
let's wrap this up.
Or is
You have
it over?
nothing.
Matt,
Tristan-
they're gonna wrap it up. If
Tristan,
we
do you
can't
have
get this
anything?
up.
We're all in agreement here. It
Yeah,
sounds like we're
no,
finishing
honestly.
one with an agreement because nobody's arguing.
I'm not really arguing.
That's fair enough, Matt. Final thoughts. What do you think?
Well, wait a second now.
So you get to
This-
decide when the hot take ends, but I don't
What?
because you've shut me off plenty of times
Well,
and ended the episode.
my segment. But
Is it?
but we
It
will
is,
we
it
will
is, it
start
is.
to wrap it up now. I don't think that it's the fact that the Twins are going to slow down, because I don't think they will, and they haven't slowed down in a few years. I just think that this year is the year that the White Sox are really going to take over. And right now they're only...
You sound very confident.
I am very confident. They're only 2 games behind the Twins right now, and I think...
This is pride.
I think
this is.
Yes.
He's
Yes,
he
and I think the White Sox are just a bit more consistent and have a bit more upside, even though the Twins are very good. I think that the White Sox will pull this out and win the AL Central.
I still disagree highly. I think the Twins will win the division. I mean, because of that loaded lineup, they're winning games. They're still in first place with their best pitchers pitching pretty awful at the moment.
Exactly.
I still think that the White Sox are going to win the AL Central. The Twins and Indians are going to start to flatline.
So the reason for the White Sox winning the division is because the Twins and Indians just suck.
No, they don't suck.
Good teams
They'll
are
go-
going to play bad.
They'll start going downhill.
So that's what I'm saying.
Why?
Like, they're just gonna
And
start sucking.
Why?
Their bullpens are their bullpen is
Why?
going to start to blow more.
Is there
games.
a reason for that, or they're just
so
cut?
let's say their starting pitcher gets better, as they should, because they're good pitchers that are pitching bad. So they're going to lose games because of that? They're going to lose
the
games?
the bullpen's going to start giving up more runs and blowing.
Exactly.
They're both
Good
the-
point.
the-
I love that. I love that.
The
I love
Twins
that.
bullpen, their ERAs are 3.38, 4.4, 4.453.
So is it going to get
It's
worse?
not good.
Well, they're 19 and 10
Yeah,
with that
they're still in
bullpen.
the first. They're still in first place.
They're
So
19 and
what's
10
your
with that
argument?
terrible bullpen.
As
apparently.
what's
as
the
we
argument?
have seen from multiple teams in a 60-game season, relying on the long ball is a bit of an unreliable.
They're not relying on the
What?
long ball.
They're not at all. That's not true.
They're 19. They have 19 wins and they're in first place.
What?
And their players are not playing that great. I don't understand what the argument is.
Apparently, the bullpen sucks. Still have 19 wins. Apparently, they don't hit home runs anymore. Still have 19 wins. So I don't really see the point here.
What? It's not that the Twins. Once again, I'm not saying that
The Twins are playing bad baseball, kind of. I mean, they're not playing great baseball, and they're still
Oh,
in first
so you
place.
agree
What's
that the
the
White
argument?
Sox are going to win the
No,
AL
no, it's
Central?
not at all.
The Twins
That's
are in
not
first
true.
place playing bad baseball.
But the rest of their games, more than half of them are on the road, and they're 7 and 7 on the road.
I
And
know.
they're all-
I know the crowd's a huge factor this
Hey.
year.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure if the Twins are road warriors or not.
The crowd's gonna have a huge
they only have
impact on the
3
Twins
losses
this year.
at home.
I
And
think
Those away games are going to kill them.
I mean, they're 7 and 7 on the road. That's not terrible.
They're
not bad at
still
all.
in first place.
Well, the White Sox
Once
are
again,
10
still
and
in
4 on
first
the road.
place playing bad baseball. I don't understand.
The White Sox are what?
They're 10 and 4 on
They're
the road.
17 and 12 and 2 games behind the Twins.
It's only 2 games.
It is only 2
It
games.
And
doesn't
2
matter
wins.
what your
2
record
wins
is
away.
where.
And in this
Doesn't matter
and in the 60-game season, anything can happen. Josh, give me your last thought.
Yeah, I think the Twins are going to win this division. I know their crowd gets really rowdy at home. It really helps them. It brings them to victory during home games.
Hey, they turn up the volume.
Not only do I think the White Sox aren't going to win the division, I think they're not even going to get second place. I think the Indians get second
I
place.
agree.
Because
Well, let's not go there, but I agree.
they also have a huge home field advantage because their crowd's also super rowdy over there in
They
Cleveland.
did have a big sellout streak.
yeah. That's
that
still
was a
going.
while
Did
ago.
you guys know that the Dayton Dragons hold the record for most sellouts in a
I believe so, yeah.
farm league system? Farm league
Yeah,
history? I
so
did not know that.
That's
a random fact
that's
for today.
impressive.
I read that the other day.
that's getting better. That's getting better every
Yeah.
day.
So
And yes,
you've got
I think the White Sox will get third place. I think they'll make They'll make the playoffs. They're a good team. They're a young team. I don't think that they've reached their potential yet, but they're not winning the division.
I love
this year.
everything Joshua just said there.
Matt,
I agree
go ahead.
on that.
I respect everyone's opinions.
As
and
do
if,
all of us.
if
Thank you, Matt.
That's right.
If you have an opinion to express on this hot take or any segment of our episode, please comment or direct message our social medias. But saying that, that'll wrap up the 11th episode of the Fourth Inning Podcast. We're glad you tuned in this week, and we hope you tune in for next week's episode.
Or maybe possibly next week's two
Possibly
episodes.
next week's 2
Yeah.
Oh,
episodes.
stay
Good
tuned.
point, Josh.
You gotta stay tuned
Stay
on the
tuned for
social
that.
medias.
Stay tuned.
And lastly, remember to get 4% better every day, like me, Blake, Tristan, and Josh always do. And that'll wrap it up for real this time. See ya.